All right, very quickly, I want to tell you why I'm here and why I love you guys so much. I hope it's valuable for you just to hear what makes you special, because there are very few other school networks in the world that do what I'm going to describe. So this is for your benefit to be reflective about what's great. So I love the fact that you're STEM, but not just STEM, interdisciplinary STEM. When I talked to these 3 scientists in Austin, what I loved was that they knew the science cold. They had a sense of a business opportunity created by the science. They had written a great report, and they were able to present it to a public audience. So that's a really rich learning experience. So I love the STEM focus, but I love the fact that it's so interdisciplinary. Perhaps most important is that you guys have a great culture in all of your schools. I just surveyed 20 experts, including Sonar, that have together opened 1,000 schools, and I said, what's the single most important variable in opening a good new school? And almost all of them said, get the culture right. And for all the Harmony schools that I have visited, it's a wonderful, rich culture. It's both supportive, but it's demanding. And I love the way you combine pressure and support, high expectations, but personalized relationships for all your kids. One of the ways that you use the Race to the Top grant is that your schools now, most of them are one-to-one. And so you've made really good use of the fact that device prices have plummeted, and so now you have a blended STEM model. I love the project-based learning, and I've told you a couple of reasons that I am so supportive of it, but you started as a STEM school, you became a blended school, and then you used that grant to introduce project-based learning. And while these things feel like different pedagogical strategies of personalized learning and project-based learning, the way you have combined those to create authentic and meaningful, challenging work for kids is really, really important. I think it's the best possible way that we can prepare kids for their future. Amazing projects. This is an old version of the El Paso solar car. You saw Sonar showed a better picture of the new one, but I love the projects that you guys create. I love the fact that kids are presenting. I love those infographics that your young people make. Here's something that's going to be really important for your future. You've historically had really good test scores in reading, writing, and math. What's going to be really important, not just for you, but for your kids, is to help them tell their story, to help them make a case for what they know and can do. So I'd love you guys to start thinking about portfolios where your students can capture those artifacts, where they can share them easily, and maybe where they can connect references, people that can vouch for the fact that they can do this kind of work. So thinking about artifacts in portfolios and a reference. And I'd love to see your kids graduate with a LinkedIn profile that has business connections that can vouch for the work experiences that they had and the kind of work that they do. So putting kids on stage, getting them used to presenting, and helping them capture artifacts of their own learning is going to be as important as a traditional transcript in the future. I love the making and coding that's happening on your campuses. I've watched bridges being broken. I love the way you're thinking in a comprehensive way about college and career readiness. That's not one thing that one counselor does, right? It's everything about your environment that creates college and career readiness. So I appreciate your comprehensive approach to that. I appreciate the way that your network has transitioned thoughtfully to this idea of teacher as facilitator, where you as often are thinking about the best question that you could ask rather than the answer that you could give, right? That's an important part of inquiry-based learning and project-based learning. I love the way you're thinking about talent development, and often with local partners and also across this network. I love the way that you're thinking about real-time professional development, creating resources that are available for teachers. I love the fact that you have parents here today. I think you've had a lot of your campuses have worked really hard to develop great parent relationships. You guys do as good a job as any network in the country on creating active business partnerships. You know you have to do that if you want your kids to have work experiences, if you want them to have STEM mentors. You guys are really good at that. You create STEM or extra support and extended learning time for your kids. You're also trying to optimize the time that you have during your school day. I love the fact that most of your campuses participate in national STEM competitions like FIRST. I love the STEM partnerships that you create. This is here in Houston. I love the student ambassadors. When I have visited a Harmony school, I've had really articulate and passionate young people that have led me around the campus. And that's a nice thing to do for visitors. It's actually a great experience for them to practice being with adults, having an adult conversation, sharing what they know. I love the fact that your schools are so diverse and that is a great thing, that you make that a super positive thing. It's one of the things that I love about the city of Houston, the way Houston has embraced its immigrant culture, and I think you guys do that as well as any network in the country. I love all the recognition that we saw today and that you've received. As I said before, you're one of the few nonprofits that I've worked with that actually did more than they said that you were going to do. That's extraordinarily difficult, and you guys are making a huge difference at scale. And that's in large part because of the leadership, and not just Soner, but across this great network. So 20 things I love about you guys. Give yourselves a hand.